Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Spiritual View. And I'm going to have everybody give a wave here. That we have Ceree, we have Jenn from the Awakened Jenn, and we have Wendi. So we are very excited to be here. This is an amazing new moon. It's so primed and perfect for manifestation. And I just want to remind people that the two big items that you need is a pen and paper. And you can make it a nice note paper because, this is the things that we'll be keeping. And I had chosen, this is one of the note cards I got from Ceree, and I wanted to have something that reflected a great deal of sunlight in it. So this was perfect that I saw this. So this is what I'm writing my intentions on. And it's going to be a really great opportunity for all of us because this is really transformative energy that we have going through. So what I will do is I will go ahead and I see we have people from across all continents. We have Poland, we have Australia, we have people here in the States. And if you have any other place that you want to add or the state that you're from, please put that in there. We'd love to see where everybody's from. And let me go ahead and I'll turn this over to Ceree so that she can do a clearing for us. So let me go ahead and just put up. There we are. And I'll make this a little bit bigger and let Ceree go ahead and start.
All right. Well, welcome everyone around the world. And thank you so much for joining us. And it's always important to clear our energy as we are setting intentions. And tonight is no different. So I'm going to ask everyone just to get really comfortable. And just a little bit about this new moon. This guided meditation that I'm going to take you through, it's really more of a clearing, but it's designed to help us align with the energies of the new moon in Leo, a powerful time for awakening our creativity, igniting our inner leader, and courageously stepping into a new beginning. With the new moon in Leo, Leo brings a lot of passion and invites us to express ourselves boldly, authentically as to who we are, and with our hearts. The new moon symbolizes a fresh start and asks us to plant the seeds of our most heartfelt intentions. So I'd ask you to close your eyes and just relax. Let your body sink into your chair. Just kind of melt into it. You've made it this far through the week. And we're going to start by taking a deep breath in through the nose. And let's give a big exhale out. Let's try that one more time. A deep breath in. Exhale out. And as you continue to relax, feel yourself arriving fully in this moment. Breathe in calm and breathe out any tension or distractions. As you continue to relax, notice where you hold tension in your body and allow that area to just gently relax. Now bring your awareness to your heart center, the home of your truth, your courage, your creative fire. And imagine in your heart center there is a golden light glowing there, like a warm sun rising within you. With each inhale you take, this light grows brighter. With each exhale, this light expands, filling your entire body with this beautiful radiant energy. Breathe in to allow it to grow brighter. Exhale, this light expands, continuing to fill your body, breath after breath. And this is the energy of Leo. Bold, warm, heart-centered. Let it fill you with confidence, with playfulness, with creative joy. As the golden light swirls within you and around you, silently repeat to yourself, I welcome this new moon. I ignite my creativity, and I lead from the heart. Now imagine a new path forming before you. It's vibrant, and it's lit this beautiful light of possibility. This is the path of your next chapter, the one you set intentions for, the path that you choose. What do you see on this path? Can you feel it? Can you claim it? Take a few more deep breaths as you feel the support of the earth beneath you, because Mother Gaia is anchoring all of our intentions this evening. And know that this new moon is a sacred moment to begin again. New beginnings. It's powerful. It's you. When you're ready, gently bring awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Let's take one final deep breath in. Big exhale out. And when you are ready, gently open your eyes. You are ready. You are lit from within. And let your heart now lead the way as we set our intentions this evening.
I just realized I was muted. So I'll never get by one without having that happen. That was lovely, and I love the idea of us really appreciating that this is the heart space. This is Leo. This is our childhood wonder. This is our inner child, and letting that express itself. So I'm going to kind of cover the astrology, and I'll maybe talk about some of that more when we're doing our intention setting, but I do want to cover the astrology because it's very fascinating. So let me bring that up, and I will make it a full screen, and I will go to where that is on. So I'll use a pointer so you guys can see everything. Let me make sure everything's working. Yes, it is. Good. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So we have the new moon in Leo at 2 degrees, 2 degrees. And so this is the very beginning of Leo. And it's interesting that earlier today, the moon was in Cancer until about 9 o'clock this morning. And that would be about 10 o'clock Eastern time that it changed into Leo. So it still has that energy of being in its home sign. So I think this is a really nice melding of the two of these together. And it's interesting that we have all of those things that are at the beginning of signs really showing up as really good transits for all of this. So let's take a look at the fact that we have Uranus at 042 and Sedna at 142. We've discussed her in the past. And the initial picture that I used for to announce this ritual was that we have Sedna, who is bringing back the ancient things coming from long ago, and we're getting some of that knowledge back into our lives again. So you have this beautiful energy of a sextile from this new moon to Uranus. This is helpful energy, unexpected. We don't know where it's coming. You know, you might get you will get opportunities, you will get synchronicities from unexpected places. And it's very nice that that Uranus is working in your favor. with this particular new moon. And the fact that there is this really, really strong trine to Neptune at 204. Now remember, these are both 208. It's at 204 and Saturn. And it's a trine. This is an opportunity to set intentions and really make your dreams a reality. You know, Neptune is very much about the higher connections. It's also about what we can imagine. And Saturn is about, okay, what can I do to make it happen? What do I need to do to make it happen? That's Aries. It's about self. And so is Leo in this instance. This is about you. This is about you and the dreams that you want to carry out into the future. And the interesting thing about this Mercury retrograde, Mercury's right here at 13 degrees. It's going to go all the way back to 4 degrees in Leo. Because it's in Leo, it's a time for you to take and really think about what is important, what is in your heart, what do you really value for yourself. This is about you. This new moon is about where you want to go, what you want to do, and not having to wait on somebody else. This is your goals. This is you taking care of yourself, because other people are going to be dealing with any contracts that they've had in the past and what they agreed to before they got here. And if they haven't been on the path, we have a very interesting opposition to Pluto at 2 degrees as well, an opposition with Pluto. And I can tell you, oppositions with Pluto can be very intense. My son was opposite Pluto for quite a bit. And now that Pluto is in Aquarius, this to me is saying, okay, what did you agree to do for the collective? And if you are not on your path, then people that you know that aren't on your path, you can't worry about that anymore. That's what Pluto is there for. Pluto is going to take care of that responsibility. It's not your responsibility anymore. It's going to be Pluto taking care of it. And Pluto is very much that energy of Darth Vader and being your fairy godmother. It's like, why haven't you done the stuff that you said you were going to do? And if you're in a stuck situation, I will get you out of it by any means necessary. And Pluto does use any means. First, it'll be little, and then it just gets big. And it's definitely messy because it will leave you no choice. So if you are concerned that, you know, you're moving along your path, but other people in your life are not, this is why we are all being drawn to our people that we vibrate with, that tribe energy. This is a big part of that. It's, if you have people at work that just ruin your life, you should be looking for another job, right? This is the energy about, you need to be in a place where you are happy. The jobs are going to be changing. We know that with all of the AI stuff going on. It will continue to change. You have a very fast moving energy with Uranus here, but Uranus right now is in a very nice supportive energy to this new moon. And these are close, tight aspects. It's like, this is just within minutes, and you have this energy, you know, almost 2 degrees. So these are actually only 45 minutes, well, not even 45, 16 minutes apart. And this is really tight energy when you're thinking about the whole astrology piece of it. And they're beneficial aspects. We do have Hecate here, and Hecate is actually at 4 degrees. Haumea is at 2. We've discussed Haumea in the past. There's a video out there about the different goddesses and what they mean. So take a look at that if you're interested. Hecate is the goddess of the dark of the moon, and she is in a square to this new moon. This is a time of crossroads. This is a time to go forward in what you want to do. And if you don't know what you want to do, then you haven't been giving yourself enough appreciation, enough love, and it's about self-love. You haven't given yourself the time to find out what you really enjoy. And that is what is needed. And that's why it's perfect to have this retrograde Mercury in Leo right now to help you out with this. So let me stop sharing and bring us all back in. But I wanted to point that energy out, that this is about you. It's about it's such a powerful manifestation time. If you look at any of the astrologers out there, they're like, we haven't had a new moon this perfect and strong in a long time. And the only thing that I would say that would be a little bit concerning is that opposition with Pluto. But Pluto, to me, being there is like, have you done your work? Are you working on stuff? And if you're not, then I'm going to unstick that energy by any means necessary. That's how Pluto does it. It's for your greatest and highest good. The nice thing is that you do have Uranus with unexpected positive things for you to watch for. There will be opportunities that present themselves that you can take advantage of. The other thing I would say is that anybody has anything in the early degrees of anything, it's talking to something in this chart. It is. So take a look at what you have in your chart at early degrees of any sign in any house and see how it talks to these particular, the Saturn and Neptune conjunction. See how it talks to that. See how especially it's talking to the new moon. And also this really nice trine that, well, it's the trine to the Aries energy, that's fire energy. What are your passions? Neptune is there. It's perfect. It's perfect. So I would say, what can you, in your own mind, take advantage of and find what your inner energy is. So I'm happy that we got through that astrology because it was just like very joyous. I will go ahead and turn this over to Jenn, and she has a channeled message for us.
Okay. Do you want to put it full screen for me? Thank you.
I will.
Okay, so hello, and thank you all for being here with us tonight. So we gather tonight under the firelight of the new moon in Leo, a moon that brings both heat and clarity. Leo energy is bold, creative, heart-led, and unapologetically alive. It doesn't whisper, it roars. This lunation isn't here to help you stay comfortable. It's here to help you remember who you are. Leo asks you to ignite what's been dormant. Lead with your heart, not your wounds. Reclaim what you once reclaim what you were once shamed into hiding, and step fully into your life, not quietly, but powerfully. This is the sign ruled by the sun, the center of our solar system. And tonight, under this new moon, you're being invited to return to the center of your own life. It's not about performance. It's not about proving anything. It's about presence. It's about alignment. It's about owning your light without shrinking. I came into this transmission with the intention to channel a clear message for this collective, but what ended up coming through went beyond what I expected. About halfway in, something shifted. The words stopped and light language started flowing through me. It was strong, clear, and vibrational. It didn't come from thought. It came from somewhere deeper, from a place older than memory. And it carried a message that wasn't meant to be explained, only felt. It was what I now know to be the soul whistle, a sound that calls the pieces of you home, the ones that got quiet, the ones that got hidden, the ones that got forgotten while you were trying to survive. This wasn't about activating something new. It was about remembering something ancient. So if hearing these words makes your heart start racing, if your breath catches, if your body leans in, that's because part of you is recognizing the vibration. And now, with that understanding, we will begin the transmission. I've called in the council of the awakened flame, and from this point forward, we speak as one. This is not a normal new moon, and this is not a normal message. This Leo new moon is what we call a checkpoint. It's a karmic sorting, a moment of reckoning and reward. What's showing up in your life right now, whether it's clarity, chaos, breakthrough, or breakdown, it's not a coincidence. That's a consequence. This is the energy that you called in. This is the story that you set into motion. And if you're sitting in the fire right now, it's because you're ready to rise through it. There was a moment in this channeling where something came through that bypassed my mind entirely. It wasn't words. It wasn't a teaching. It was a sound. It was what we call speaking in tongues or light language, a frequency that cuts through the noise and goes straight through to the parts of you that remembers. Okay, I'm going to try to pronounce this. It's not as easy when you're not in the flow, but I'm going to try to pronounce this. Shalaen Dora, Akinu Vale, Naima Toraka, El Shio, Shalaen Dora, Ka Anu. That's not meant to be translated. It's not meant to be understood with your mind. It's meant to be recognized. That's your soul memory being reactivated. That's your origin self being called forward. That's the version of you who never forgot, finally rising. And yes, there was a name encoded in that transmission, Shalaen Dara. It's not just a name, it's a frequency. It's the one who remembers the light, the one who calls the pieces home, the one who bridges the gap between the fall and the return. That energy, it lives in you. You haven't missed your moment. You've arrived in it. This isn't about pretending that you're healed. It's about being honest that you've outgrown the pattern that you were still sitting in. You don't need to go back and become the version of you from before the pain. You need to rise as the version of you who survived it. You've already walked through the fire. You've already faced the cocoon. You're not stuck anymore. You're just not sure what it feels like to be free. But you are. Even if your wings are shaking, you've already made it out. And now comes the next layer of truth. This one's going to hit deeper. The gifts that you carry, they were not given to you to keep to yourself. Your voice, your wisdom, your story, your light, your downloads, your creativity, your ability to lead, to hold, to shift energy just by showing up. That is not just for you. That is for the world you came here to help restore. And I'm going to be even clearer now. If you're sitting on blessings, if you're hoarding your gifts out of fear, if you're waiting to be ready, if you're saying one day, then you are withholding what the divine gave you to give. We're not playing small anymore. This moon is not about self-help. It's about self-responsibility. We are not here to hide behind healing. We are here to serve. And the more that you pour out, the more source will pour in. And that's the truth. If you're being given abundance, you're meant to distribute it. If you're being given influence, you're meant to speak truth. If you're being given clarity, you're meant to guide others through the fog. This isn't about martyrdom. It's about mission. It's about generosity as a divine assignment. So yes, this is your moment to take back your power, to come out of hiding, to stop performing, to stop shrinking, and to stop pretending that you don't know who you are, because you do. And we do too. So we're going to end with this. We're calling you out of the illusions, out of the loops, out of the low-level patterns. We're calling you up into your voice, your gifts, your mission, your real name. And we're calling you home into your full truth, your soul alignment, and your divine authority. Let the record show. You heard the whistle. You remembered your name. You answered the call, and you finally came home. Okay. So we can move forward now with Wendi.
Oh, that is really powerful, Jenn. And I'm just like, my mind still just gets blown every week we come together, and I just see all the synchronicities, that we share. And because as you're going to see with these cards that I just pulled while we've been here talking tonight, it's all in there too. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Enchanted Map Oracle. I pulled 3 cards from there. First was where we've been, and I got the number 1 card, Bone Collector. There we go. Number 1, that's all about you, right? So you are whole and have everything you need within. When the Bone Collector appears, she is asking you to look closely at your circumstances to see if you're fully present or reacting out of past conditioning and unconscious expectations. Whenever we're wounded, especially when we're young, it's as if something essential is stolen from us. We adapt and accept a version of the truth that then sets us up to behave a certain way in the future when faced with a situation similar to the original event. What we know about ourselves thus becomes influenced by a perception of limitation. You may feel unworthy or without courage. You may see yourself as flawed or unlovable, or expect to be criticized. The Bone Collector reminds you that the truth is that you are a powerful being with limitless possibilities. She has kept safe what was stolen from you in the wounding and is here for you as you reclaim it now. You have everything you believe you lack, and the Bone Collector is your inner resource. So act as if you have what you need, and you'll find you have it after all. Anything is possible. With awareness, the wounds of the past need not define you. So yeah, that really hit me. Like, yeah, we are overcoming our old wounds, our past traumas and things, and we don't want them to define us. It doesn't need to define who you are, but it helped create who you are. And so you still carry that with you, that memory and, and the pain and everything that we've been through. But like Jenn said, it's like you've come through the other side. So it's okay to acknowledge it for what it was, but that is not who you are anymore. And you are stepping into kind of this new version of yourself. So the next card is Where We're Going. And I got 19, a 10. So all the way to the other side of that, right? This is Dragon's Lair. Yeah. You are always protected and divinely directed. You have a remarkable internal warning system that lets you know when things are out of alignment. You're about to enter dangerous territory, so tread carefully and be aware of your surroundings. The path you're on now is one that will challenge you to the core. That said, peril is also exciting and exhilarating, like the danger you feel before you enter a new relationship, knowing that you'll be changed forever. A life lived fully isn't lived only in safety. A new experience is calling to you, one that will test your courage. The choice is yours, but there is greater value in risk-taking than remaining unchallenged. New territories are waiting to be discovered. So, and that's something we've been saying too. It's like you have these opportunities. These things have been coming up. You have these gifts, you have these awakenings. We're asking you to step into them, to accept them, to embrace them, because it's so much more worth it than to just try and stay where you feel like you're safe, because it's already known. that's not going to change anything for you. It's not going to do anything for you. It's not going to help you. The only way to have something better and to evolve and to grow is to step into that and move forward. Okay. I also pulled this card because it was underneath and it called to me. And this was a 35, education. That's an 8, doing the work, right? And we've been talking about that too, and getting a mentor and, you know, all of these things. So because life is filled with lessons, be teachable. Wisdom comes from participating in life, not just reading about it. This card suggests that you might not have enough knowledge about what you seek, the direction to take, your circumstances, or the nature of your inquiry. Important information is coming, so now is the time to go to school, ask a person who might know more than you do, or find a teacher or a course of study so that you can more clearly understand what the next right action must be. Sometimes life unexpectedly sends you to an unfamiliar school, and you must learn by experience. Now is a time to be teachable, open to changing your perceived notions. Be a student and be willing to state the most powerful mantra of all, I don't know yet. And, you know, this is just part of the journey is, you know, in doing the work and figuring things out, you're going to stumble, you're going to fall, you're going to fail, but it's failing forward. And it's, you know, it's where you are able to learn and grow, and it will help you along your journey, because these are going to be things where you're not going to forget it. You know, it's going to be one of those memorable lessons that you carry with you forward, and you share that story because it's going to help others and help you carry those people forward as well, right? Okay, so I did also pull one last card from the Cosmic Journey Oracle, and this was just advice from Spirit in our next steps and moving forward. And I love this because it made me think of what Dawn said earlier about your inner child. We got your 11-year-old self. So that's an 11, definitely looking towards your future, right? And thinking about where you want to go and what you want to be doing. So each evolutionary turn requires you to give up who you think you are. At this threshold you have now come to, you must give up what you thought you were so you can move into who you truly are. Each and every turn on the evolutionary spiral requires you to fully step into another level of creation to usher in what's next. A step on the spiral might sometimes feel like a step backward, but there is only perfect progress on your pathless path. Try saying that 5 times. As you surrender. Your identity is so deeply rooted in your roles, your car, your place in society, your bank account, your profession, all of it. It's time to shed your skin. Each turn has its own perils and rewards, both easier and harder every time. Harder to give up what came before, but easier because you know what's coming. And that's your next leap into galactic emergence. So even if the path forward seems unclear, you know it's the step that you need to be taking, right? So I also agree with just like kind of, you know, if you have a lot of things coming at you, look to the things that bring you joy. Look to the things that you're passionate about. Follow those things. That is kind of like your hint of like, yep, you're moving in the right direction. Okay. Yeah, for me, this has been just a really, really strong message coming through. Such, like I said, synchronicities, and it's just this huge push forward that we all need. But you have to decide to take that step. So it's an opportunity is laying in front of you. You just have to make the choice to step into it and accept it. So. All right. Hopefully that resonated for most of you. I'm going to hand this back to Dawn. She can get us into the ritual.
And I remembered to unmute myself this time, so I feel like I'm already ahead of the game. Yay! Yay! I love that. It brings out all the energy of what we really need to be doing, is looking at what we want, what brings us joy. That's what we're supposed to be doing. And we all have, I think, part of this Virgo South Node energy is don't be a perfectionist. Move forward into what the Pluto and Virgo people, we have jobs to do. We have leadership roles that we're going to be filling. And this is going to be a part of what you were meant to do. I feel like that is what you're never ever going to be called to do something that isn't for everyone's greatest and highest good. And it's more important to realize that if you do something for your greatest and highest good for yourself, it helps the collective. You doing something for yourself and leveling up helps the collective. So be aware of that. So we are going to go ahead and get started with our ritual. And I just want to remind people to have like a pen and paper. And what I'm going to do is get my candle here. I happen to enjoy these candles, and I'm going old school, matches tonight. I like lighting candles at the beginning. You always, for anything that is a ritual, you want to have a designated beginning and ending. So this is just kind of a way for us to bring in the energies of everything going on. I don't remember how to do this. There we are. Ta-da. So as we light this candle, we are calling in the angels. Archangel Michael for protection. Archangel Sandalphon, because I like him. Archangel Uriel, because he is really embodying that spirit of the Uranus energy. It doesn't want to start. Ta-da. Now that I started a fire. Hold on just a second. I might need to switch out this candle. Hang on. Dun, 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 dun. Different candle. See, nothing ever goes perfectly. So don't worry about perfection. Who would have known that? Right? But speaking of Uriel and the archangels and our guides, ask for help. You know, you're really not in this by yourself. I know that sometimes it feels like that we have all this responsibility and people need to take that energy with them. So isn't that nice? Of you don't have to do it by yourself. And anytime I've really asked the archangels for answers, I do get answers. Sometimes you're not always happy with what the answers are because they're asking you to do something, but we can also count on them as part of this setting this intention. So that's what I want you to do, is ask your guides and your angels and your ancestors that, especially those, I strongly believe that many of us have had gifts that have been handed down to us from our ancestors. And ask them to help you as we set forth in this really beautiful energy of this Leo moon. And think about what Leo is. It's about fun and games and joy and love and heart-centered. It's even, that's one of the parts of the body that Leo represents, is the heart. the feeling, the energy, the joy of all of that, that we can bring in to our daily lives. If there's not something that you're doing every day that you love, you need to change a habit then. So let's really look at the energy too. I want to also just clear the energy out for all of us. And by the way, if you are watching this on a recording, you're in the quantum field right now. You are actually with us here when we are going through this process. And since it only happened, what, about 4 or 5 hours ago that we had this new moon perfect, for the next, from 48 hours from that time, it happened about 3 p.m. Eastern, I believe, was the time. So we will have 48 hours for people to set their goals, especially as we move forward into this energy. So I also want to just clear the energy with sound. Because I do believe that anything that we have that enjoys our senses, this is also Florida water. So I'm going to just inhale, and I want to give you some ideas for what your intention should be. I have written some down that I will share with you, but I really feel one of the things, I do have the new moon and astrology book, and it talked about how can I show other people that I love them, and what can I do to make other people feel good. I think the message right now is it's about you. It is about you. It's really not about you being able to, with the energy of you doing things for other people. We have neglected ourselves. And this is part of us claiming that back with this new moon energy. So that is part of what I want you to realize. So you can get a pen and paper, and I will give you a few more ideas as I go through this, but I will share some of them that I've written down for me. I easily find myself choosing projects that cause my creativity to flow freely and bring me great joy. And I was talking to someone today actually, and her thing that she expressed is she loves refinishing furniture. It brings her great joy. So what is something that you would consider, a beautiful accomplishment? Someone else was like, oh, that's a lot of work. I mean, do I have to do that? It's different. It's your different energy that you bring to it. And one of the other things is I want to bring in specific acts of self-love, rest, turning off electronic distractions, and eating good food. And for me, being a Gemini rising, there's other people out there that are like multitaskers. I have a tendency to have a lot of things that I watch or I'm listening in the background because I'm capable of doing that. Usually on a slow day, we're doing three or four things at one time. On a regular day, it's like 8 or 9, right? So, and I think that's true of most women. Anyway, so I really feel that allowing myself to turn off those distractions. And honestly, when you're in that kind of silence, you get downloads. I get downloads when I'm doing things around the house, and I'm, you're thinking about things that are going on. And then you know how that happens where you're wondering about something and you can't think of the answer. And then 10 minutes later, it just pops right in. So really give yourself time to have those moments of being out and allowing your mind to rest without having that background noise. I think that's very important. And here's another one, and I think this is very interesting that I kind of got that from this book, but expressing my creativity freely without an I to results. If I love doing it, it doesn't have to be the best result ever. If I'm paint, and I've done that, you go to a place and they show you how to paint something. Does my painting look as good as the next person's? Maybe, maybe not. But I don't care because I had fun painting it. To me, it's about the joy of the act, right? You shouldn't feel shame when you're doing something that is meant to be creatively an outlet for you. It's like, oh, I don't know if this has turned out the way I wanted it to. I will tell you that there are people in the world that when they write songs, Adele was one of them. When she got back from having her child, she said, I was writing absolute rubbish. It was like I would write something and I'd throw it away. But look at the kind of writer that she is. So realize that not everything has to be perfect. It's just moving forward with that energy. Leo, giving love. Very big part of that Leo energy. But in this instance, you need to love yourself first. You need to take care of yourself. This is not where you are in a situation where you're staying somewhere because they'll change. If they haven't done it by now, I would say let Pluto take care of it and you go on your way. If you are in situations that you want to get out of, this is great time for this. Hecate is squaring this energy. She's squaring Pluto and she's squaring the new moon. Make a decision. Uranus is there to help support you in a sextile. And Sedna is right there with Uranus. Sedna, who was betrayed by both her father, well, betrayed by the men in her life, her father and her husband. And also we have the trine with Neptune and Saturn. You can have your dreams come true. Manifesting is very possible right now. And even though we have the collective still learning its general lesson and can be very bumpy for the next 6 months, we have in 6 months an eclipse in Aquarius for the first time in 9 years. And it happens 4 days before the exact conjunction of Neptune and Saturn. Brand new things are coming. This is a great time to set your intentions about what you want to change for your greatest and highest good, and then how you can help. But you have to take care of yourself first. You have to be first in this equation. And I have been getting that message downloaded constantly, is that you have to take care of yourself. So that is part of that energy. Leo is about leadership as well. You know, it's strength. We forget that. Leo is strength energy. We have the Lion's Gate coming up. We have really amazing things that we can do on a personal level. So use this energy during this time and take advantage of this. It's so tight, these aspects. And I heard other astrologers talking about the fact that we won't have a new moon as good as this for a while, because even the new moon next year, it's going to be a wider stance between other things. So that is the energy that I want you to realize, is that what do you want to do? What do you want to have happen? So that is what I chose, and I'll probably write a few more things. I have another 40 hours that I can maybe add to this. So realize that. Does anybody have anything that they want to share regarding theirs? You don't have to. But this is what I want to say about that energy. Leo is self, Leo is love, Leo is caring, Leo is a brand new energy. Mercury is there for us to really dig into that self love, because it's in retrograde. And I feel that in this particular case, by the way it's activated, and then make a decision for yourself what you want to do. Hecate is squaring Pluto. Pluto is opposite the new moon, and Hecate is squaring the new moon. Think about the decisions that you have going forward. This is a 6-month period of time. This will take us to that energy in Aquarius when brand new things are going to be starting. So really realize that. So what I want to do now, and I still have my candle burning. It didn't hop off on me. So take your paper, because we're going to do a little bit of a journey here. I wanted to go back to the beach, because this being Leo and the sun being in its home sign and happy and energetic, I wanted to go back to the beach, and I want to have you close your eyes and picture yourself at the water's edge. And you have the water gently lapping your feet. And this is summertime. This is where the wind is warm. There's gentle breezes coming in off the water. There's calmness today. There is no moon, but there are stars. And we have a beautiful opportunity to really share our loving heart space with the world around us. We're going to take a walk down the beach. We're going to go join our tribe. And as we approach, we see a fire in the distance. It's always a fire that calls to us. Imagination, sparks of joy. And we see people that we care about and greet them. We know that everybody has their own issues that they're going through, but we're here together and we're here to support each other. We see new faces and we welcome them. This is the energy of being a part of a tribe. We have Hecate approach the fire. And she, amazingly, is carrying keys from a belt on her robes. And you can hear them jingle as she's walking. And you can feel the energy of people around you. I want you to pour your intentions into what you've written and add emotion, add the fact that this is something that you are really wanting to initiate. And then with the people that are around you, send love to them and energy for them to have what they want to initiate. We are in this together and we are more powerful together. We send this energy around to each person in that group. Hecate is walking amongst us, and she magically sends out a key to each person for opening doors for creating new opportunities. And we let that sink into our heart space. This shows us that we have strength, very much a Leo thing. And we watch the fire. And she's sending energy to make it climb higher and higher up into the sky. So I will let everyone again pour love into your own intentions and pour love out to other people's intentions. What I want you to do is sink back into your body and slowly open your eyes. And realize that we have a beautiful opportunity ahead of us. One of the things I do want to add is I know that one of the strange things on this day is this is the start of a new Mayan calendar year, which I found fascinating when I found that out. And that Uranus is exactly conjunct the Pleiades cluster, the seven sisters, right? That energy of being all together. And it's Uranus conjunct that. In Gemini, truth and truth being spoken. So with this, I'm going to go ahead and blow out our candle. So blow your candles out if you have them to signify an end. And I want to thank our guides and the archangels and our ancestors for being present with us. And again, please know that you can ask them for help. You do need to ask. So with that energy, I will say goodbye for this evening, and we will see you again soon. We will have, Wendy's having a message come out very shortly after this, so you'll be able to see that reading. And from what she had told us earlier, it very much ties into this energy. And I'm just kind of blown away by all of the messages that we got from everybody here today. So thank you. Thank you all for joining us. And we will see you again very soon. And we have really fun stuff coming up for you on the Spiritual View. We are going to have some people coming in that we're going to be interviewing. And I think that you'll really enjoy it. I know that I'm looking forward to some of the people I know that we're having coming on. So love and light to everybody here. And we will see you next week. Bye.